Oh, I bet it's so sweaty.
It's gotta be like, but it's like, how do you fit your hand in there when it's only got 4 fingers on it?
I bet you there's one section that you put 2 in.
Or is it kind of like a glove that's got a thumb and then the rest of the space?
Yeah.
It probably is something like that.
Is
Yeah.
that a mitten maybe?
I
What do you
bet.
call
Yeah.
that?
Somehow. I don't know. I don't question too much.
That was one thing I always wish I would have been able to do is like go to college and be like a mascot or something like that and see like how it actually is.
Well, they have like multiple people play the role
Yeah,
too. They'll
I
have
know.
like they'll switch off. It'll be 3-4 people switch the role.
Yeah. Like I
And
heard like there's a couple different Brutuses.
yeah, I wouldn't even doubt the fact they probably have like multiple like outfits to costumes because I'm sure those things get sweaty
Oh.
fast.
They reek. They have to.
They have yeah,
Oh my gosh.
especially the headpieces.
You know how heartbroken I was when I was like 8, 9 years old and I found out that there's more than one Brutus?
That would be pretty
Man,
heartbreaking.
it was
Like it took me a
It was
while
that
to
young?
like. It took me a while. It might have been 10, 11 years old or a couple years ago.
I just found this
but-
out like 2 years ago. I went most of my
Most of
my life.
I found out recently, but it doesn't surprise me.
No, it doesn't surprise me whatsoever. But
I mean,
at
Brutus
least-
is in high demand.
At least I got to believe for
Right.
a long time.
No kidding. That's very true. We'll also be talking about the Bryce Harper brawl, which I'm sure Gary has really strong opinions on, which I cannot wait to hear.
Oh, I'm super excited.
I can't wait.
This should be good. And then, of course, me branching out of my comfort zone here in a little bit.
Oh, yes. You want to give us a little hint what that is?
Yeah, I'll be trying something that I've never had before food-wise for the first time, and it kind of goes on a hot dog. So,
Okay.
I'm excited.
yeah.
I'm excited.
How many different kinds do you have?
Well, 2.
2. What do you have?
We have just regular yellow,
Regular yellow,
and then we have a spicy brown,
spicy brown. Okay.
which is not exactly your prototypical stadium mustard,
Uh-huh.
but it's close.
All right, well, Jeff just gave away what I'm trying. It's mustard.
I'm sorry. Jeez.
It's okay.
What am I doing? I'm
I'm going to turn his mic off.
Oh my gosh.
Jeez,
Dude,
Jeff.
it's
Come
like-
on, you're fired.
What are we, 10
You're
minutes
gone.
in?
Not even that.
Oh my gosh.
You've already screwed up.
I'm sorry.
All right.
I'll be better.
It's okay.
Well,
We got a lot to get into.
because I'm your friend, I won't say the truth, but
All right. You want to knock the minor league stuff out of the way? Hit the Clippers up on this next segment as we're about to go to break.
yeah, segment 2, we'll go into Clipper stuff. The Wolfman's got a couple notes for us there, and then we'll dive into the Indians after that. You're listening to the new generation of Sports Talk Radio, scoreonair.com, The Score.
Yeah, everything flowed well. What rope? It's right there.
This is Bob McElligott, the radio voice of the Columbus Blue Jackets, and you're listening to the new generation of Sports Talk Radio. ScoreOnAir.com. The
Yeah, it's
Score.
my right one that's not, so I'm...
Nasty's Sports Bar in Reynoldsburg is under new management. Located at 6150 East Main Street,
Anyone want
the
some
home
gum?
for Taco Tuesday is rejuvenated and the home for great food and family fun. Nasty's Sports Bar is a great place for happy hour, serving $2 domestics, $3 glasses of wine, and $5 appetizers, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Call 614-864-2827 to find out the daily specials. Nasty's. Great food, family
produce
fun
me at the high
with a
school?
cool name.
Listen to ScoreOnAir.com for your chance to win. Every Friday, we will be giving away a prize pack, and here's how you can qualify. Send us a message
know.
with
That's
your
what I was trying
name,
to look
phone
for.
number, email, and date of birth to our Facebook or Twitter account. Just search
No,
Your
it just
Score on Air,
slammed down. Maybe
or
it's
you can
under-
call or
underneath.
text any of our live shows at 614-641-0674
States
and
this
tell them
weekend.
you want to win. It's that easy. A new winner will be selected every Friday at 7 p.m. This is your home for the new generation of Sports Talk Radio and weekly prize giveaways. ScoreOnAir.com. The Score.
I'm Jake Safranco with your Sports Doc Minute,
Oh.
brought to you by the
That's gonna come out of your
OHSAA
pay.
and the Ohio Media School. Now here's the
I'm gonna
Sports
put
Doc
that
with
on your
Dr. Chris
tuition.
Stankovich.
Does your son or daughter struggle with nerves when it comes to competing in sports? If so, it's
Yeah.
important to know that this is perfectly normal. In fact, professional athletes struggle with the very same anxieties that your son or daughter does while competing. Nerves are a result largely because of cognitive appraisals, and what that means is how we perceive things often dictates how our bodies will respond. You might want to think of this as fight or flight. In fact, when I work with with athletes, I ask them, do they view pressure situations as challenges or do they see them as threats? If they view them as challenges, they often gain confidence, sharpen their focus, and become even more motivated to succeed. But if they see the situation as threatening, that's when anxiety creeps in and usually compounds matters. So it's important that you look at skills that can help, including deep breathing, using imagery, and reminding your child of the importance of positive self-talk.
This has been your Sports Doc Minute, brought to you by the OHSAA and the Ohio Media School. Enrolling now, visit beonair.com.
Are you a sports fan looking to expand your sports memorabilia collection? Well, First and Goal has you covered better than the Ohio State Secondary. First and Goal is your #1 place to find all the sports collectibles of your dreams. We are located at Polaris Fashion Place in Columbus and the mall at Fairfield Commons of Beaver Creek. Stop on in and you'll find autographed jerseys, helmets, photographs, and much more that will make you the envy of the neighborhood. Feel free to give us a call at 614-896-1016 for our store at Polaris, or call us at 937-427-4737 in Beaver Creek. For all your sports collectibles and more, it's First and Goal.
Matty Ice here, proud alum of the Ohio Media School. Are you looking for a new career? Not just a job, but a fulfilling career? If you want to work in media, radio, television, sports broadcasting, or film and video production, you need to check out the Ohio Media School's Columbus campus today. Their updated radio and television broadcasting program will even have you ready to work in a field you'll love in just 8 months. Stop by the Ohio Media School's audio and video studios today to see it for yourself. Visit beonair.com. That's beonair.com.
You like talking Buckeyes?
Yes! Oh my God!
So do we. Just not all the time.
We're home for the largest variety of sports talk. This is the new generation of Sports Talk Radio. ScoreOnAir.com. The Score.
The Score.
ScoreOnAir.com, The Score, the new generation of sports talk radio. You're listening to Columbus Clippers Live. This segment, we're going to dive into a little bit of Columbus Clippers, and then we're going to talk a little bit more about this this food eating, not necessarily a contest, but this food that we're going to bring into the studio.
If this was a contest, I would dominate. Maybe that's the next thing we do.
What food are we talking about, though? Because, I'm pretty sure I'll destroy you in ice cream eating all day.
I don't know. I have to stop myself from ice cream. Me and my wife, we went to the store the other day. Mm-hmm. We were craving ice cream, and we got peppermint ice cream, which surprisingly, it's even in the stores right now.
Oh yeah, because that's usually a Christmas thing.
Yeah, it's usually a Christmas thing. Mm-hmm. But I found it, and I called her. I was like, "Hey, you want me to pick up this peppermint ice cream?" Because she was like, "I wish peppermint ice cream was in stock," and I was like, "I know it's not going to."
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
That was good. That was good, Gary.
That was perfect. I love it.
That was awesome.
So we got the peppermint ice cream, and we had to basically stop ourselves, like from eating just the whole carton. Like each of us could have eaten the whole carton by ourselves.
You could do that. You know the Nestle drumsticks.
The ones with like the
with the peanuts on the top, and they got the chocolate on the bottom.
Yeah, little fudge. Oh, the little fudge treat at the bottom.
One time, I ate 4 of those in 4.5 minutes.
Really?
I don't know how I did it. I mean,
see, a couple of my buddies growing up, we would have different kinds of competitions for like fast food places. So like we had like the Wendy's challenge, which was you had to have 3 number 3s, which is the triple burger. You had to have it king size. So you had to eat, and you had an hour to do this. So you'd have 3 number 3s, you'd have 3 biggie size fries, and you'd have to drink all 3 biggie size drinks.
Whew.
And you have an hour to do it. No one ever did it. One person came close.
Is there ever a winner in that?
There's really not. But here's what you do with that though: is you make sure you have a bunch of people there, and everyone chips in like $5. So that way, you at least have your meal paid for,
right?
And then and then you also have profit of your massacre.
Mm-hmm.
But no one ever did it. But we had it for every single kind of fast food place that there was.
Interesting.
Call in at 614-641-0674 and tell us all your fun food eating contest stories. We'd love to hear them.
We would. This is a baseball show, but hey, we will be more than happy to hear you brag about what you have eaten or what you have regret eating.
Well, last time I heard they eat food at baseball games, so
they have some epic food at baseball games.
Oh, they do. They absolutely do. If you, When I was out in Arizona back in April, I went to see an Indians D-backs game at Chase Field, and I got like this bacon wrapped pretzel baguette. Oh, it was so good! Like the whole thing, it was just wrapped in bacon.
Oh my gosh!
Arizona has some really interesting food out there.
Gary needs new shorts.
They have a chicken sandwich, but instead of buns, it's a funnel cake.
Oh,
yes.
I've never heard of that.
It's a funnel cake chicken sandwich, essentially.
I know, like that whole like glazed donut bread on like a burger thing, like that's now getting more and more popular.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure it started at like a baseball game.
No, I'll tell you what's really good. Surprisingly, this is probably going to sound disgusting. Okay, but take a grilled hot dog. Okay, over a fire. Okay, throw it in a warm Krispy Kreme donut that's hot off the press. It's actually surprisingly delicious.
Did anyone have a donut yesterday for National Donut Day?
Yes. My neighbor got 32 donuts.
32.
They went and got 32 donuts from Duck Donuts.
No way. That's what I wanted was from Duck Donuts.
Oh, Duck Donuts is amazing.
How many do you have left?
I don't know. I'd have to ask her how many she has left.
Oh,
they're
gosh.
probably. It was so disappointing. I went over there like to get one, and they're like all like cut in half, and I was like,
oh yeah.
And none of them really looked like appealing to me. I was
that's
like,
the thing about Duck Donuts is that they're just so crazy. They're just out there kind of donuts.
Right.
It's not like your typical glazed donut. I mean, I'm sure they do have that, but they have just a lot of cool different kinds of donuts.
and the store in Westerville is way too small. It needs to be bigger. They don't have enough space in there.
I think we went in a couple weeks back, didn't we? And the line was just
we
like
tried
nuts.
to, and the line was nuts. I think our alternative was Cold Stone.
We almost went there
That's
last
right,
night,
yeah.
actually. We were watching a movie. There was like an hour and 15 minutes till they closed, and we're like, should we just go? But we didn't.
Are there more than one location, or are you talking about the one at Polaris?
That's the only one.
Yeah, that's the one I know.
I actually just saw an article. I think they're going to open one up in Dublin pretty soon.
Wow.
Oh, interesting. That's gonna be amazing.
Oh yeah.
Huh.
That will sell.
That definitely will sell.
I like the classic glazed donut. That's really the only one I ever get. What's your guys' favorite?
I'll tell you what I love.
At Krispy Kreme, the classic glazed.
Okay.
See, I'm not even a Krispy Kreme fan, and I know that's what are you talking about?
I can only get Krispy Kreme if it's hot off the press. Otherwise,
that way it's amazing.
Yeah. Otherwise, I could care less for those donuts.
Yeah. I just when I have a donut, I need some substance to my donut,
Yes.
and then Krispy Kreme, it's just really too fluffy for me. I don't like the fluff. I feel like I'm George Costanza right now.
You know what I really like?
Fluff.
You know what I really like? I like Yandy Diaz. The glorious Yandy Diaz had 2 hits and 3 runs scored last night for the Clippers in their 11-5 win over the Syracuse Nationals. Adam Pluko got the win for the Clippers last night. Kyle McCowan took the loss for Syracuse.
Okay.
Looking through the box score here, Chris Colabella had a couple of hits, 3 RBIs. Richie Schaefer had a grand slam last night for his 10th home run of the season.
Not bad.
And then Big Mike Poppy.
Didn't he just get called up?
No, he really didn't do anything last night, but I just want to call him Big Mike Poppy.
Anytime you see just Poppy, you're like, I just love it.
Big Mike Poppy.
Like I was looking through some of these names last night, and then I see Poppy, and I'm like, I just love that. It's just that's a name that you just want to see get moved up to the majors, just so that there's another Poppy.
Right.
You're not Poppy.
Looking through the standings, I saw the Clippers were second place. Interesting, just looking at the International League standings. Lehigh Valley is 36-18. They're the top team in the International League right now, which is ironic because their major league team absolutely sucks. The Phillies went 6-22 in the month of May. We can get into that later when we talk about who's hot and who's cold.
That's rough.
That was bad. Yeah. But what other Clippers notes did you have for us, Jeff?
Man, I got some from just the whole past week.
Go for
Lay
it.
it on us.
All right.
Shoot.
So let's start with May 27th was when they started their series with Norfolk. Clippers won 8-5. Win went to Ryan Merritt. His record went to 4-5 with a 3.99 ERA. In that game, the big highlight was just the winning run came in the bottom of the 6th when Neville Rodriguez hit a grand slam, scoring Richie Schaefer, Giovanni, Eric Kratz, and that was Rodriguez's fourth long ball of the year.
So 2 grand slams in 1 week for the Clippers, I see.
Yeah, that they were hitting the ball.
It looks like the offense broke out this past week against Norfolk after aside from the game on Friday, they really hit the ball pretty hard there.
Well, these first 3 games, I mean, you have an 8-5 win, then you have a 13-6 win, and then you have a 12-4 win. So they were definitely hitting it. I know we just mentioned Adam Pluko, and on May 20th he got the win again, 13-6. His record went to 3-6. Not that great of an ERA, 6.5.
No,
that's not something to write home about. But wins are wins, you know. That's Eric Stamets led the team in RBIs in this game with 6, hitting 2 home runs, one in the first and one in the 7th. And then going down to the 29th, again a win, 12-4. Sean Marimando gets the win. His record goes to 3-5 with a 5.24 ERA. They scored 7 in the 3rd. Stamens started off the massacre by hitting a 2-run home run, scoring himself and Eric Kratz. Later in the inning, Mike Poppy.
Big Poppy.
Walked.
Big Mike Poppy.
Biggie Poppy walked with the bases loaded, scoring your boy Yandy Diaz. Then the next man up, Adam Moore, hit a grand slam, scoring himself, Schaefer, Colabello, and that boy Poppy. So against Norfolk, they definitely hit the ball well.
Yes, they did very well. Crap. So the offense has come alive, like we said.
Yeah, pretty much in the last week, they would go streaking. Man, that would be a great sound effect.
Through the quad?
There. Yeah.
We're going streaking!
Who's coming with me?
Bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
I think that's going to be like our number one soundbite is.
What's the over-under on that one getting played?
Well, that's entirely up to Gary.
It is.
Yeah.
He's manning the ship here.
That's, yeah. Our lives are in Gary's hands for the next hour and a half. Which one was that?
It's my favorite.
You done messed up, Aaron.
Oh,
I love it.
That is probably my favorite Key and Peele skit ever.
It's got to be. That's a whole countdown right there. Top 5 Key and Peele skits.
If one of y'all says some silly ass name, this whole class gonna feel my wrath. Timothy, present. It's funny how it makes it look like it's one skit, and then one of them just shows up at the last second.
Yeah.
Yes.
Denise. Where's Balake?
Where's Balake? Why don't you say your name?
Because it's Blake.
All right. So after the Norfolk series, they went into Scranton. The first game against Scranton, they won 5-0. Julian Mayweather was the one that got the win. Interesting thing about this one is that he's 1-0 now. Obviously 0 ERA, but he actually went 8 full innings before they took him out. That's pretty awesome.
They do that in the minor leagues?
Really? That's in 2017. They do that in the minor leagues.
Yeah. You guys chilling?
Crap.
So in that one, Columbus scored 4 of the 5 in the 3rd. The series of the run started by a Ronnie Rodriguez single, scoring Nelly Rodriguez. 2 batters later, Giovanni grounds into a force out, scoring Ronnie Rodriguez. And the next up was Richie Schaefer, who singled, bringing home Giovanni. The last run when Chris Colabello doubled, sending home Richie Schaefer. The next game, Columbus ended up winning 6-0. Oh no, I'm sorry, they lost. I think this was their first. Yeah, this was the first loss of the week for them. Down at Scranton. So they lost 6-0. Chase Adams got the win for Scranton. His record goes to 3-1 with a 1.57 ERA. For Columbus, Michael Peoples got the loss. He goes to 1-3 with a 7.48 ERA. Scranton scored 1 run in each of the first 3 innings, and then the big inning came in the 4th, scoring 3 more. It was capitalized with a 2-run home run by Scranton's Dustin Fowler.
No relationship to Dexter, I assume.
I don't know. I saw that name and it kind of jumped out at me.
Dexter Fowler jumps out at me. Dustin Fowler does not.
No, just the last name of Fowler. There's a golfer, Fowler, right?
Ricky Fowler, yep.
Yeah, okay.
There's also ESPN personality Chris Fowler.
Oh, nice.
Who I think avoided the layoffs at ESPN.
Hate to cut you off. We got to go to break, guys. We're going to continue talking about the Clippers when we come back. New generation of Sports Talk Radio. ScoreOnAir.com, The Score.
Broadcasting from the Score On Air studios at the Ohio Media School in Columbus, Ohio. Your home for all the latest sports news and talk. ScoreOnAir.com. The Score.
Are you a sports fan? Do you have a mobile phone? Great. That's all you need to stay up to date with ScoreOnAir.com, the new generation of sports talk radio, with original talk shows starting every 2 hours, covering every sport from every angle.
From basketball
to hockey
to martial arts.
Fantasy football.
We cover all Ohio sports. Just go to ScoreOnAir.com or download the TuneIn Radio app and search Score On Air. You'll be part of the action in no time. Whether you're stuck in traffic, at the grocery store, studying at the library, anywhere for that matter. Tune in anytime to get your sports fix. Follow us on social media or go to ScoreOnAir.com for even more original content, including play-by-play of local high school and college games, sports articles, and podcasts. ScoreOnAir.com is your home for the best analysis, coverage, and lukewarm sports takes. The best part, we're broadcasting live right here in Columbus.
OH.
IO.
ScoreOnAir.com, the new generation of sports talk radio.
The Score.
NWA Midwest Championship Wrestling is looking for interns. Have you heard of Ric Flair? Well, this is the company that brought you Ric Flair before he went to the WWE, and we're looking for interns to work behind the scenes hand in hand with production, with audio, with video, and with podcasts and radio. Contact Damon Dury, the big dog, at 740-971-3968.
The Be On Air Network, bringing you the best of the best in internet radio from across the country. From Miami to Denver to Chicago and Cleveland. You'll hear all the top shows from all of our college stations. For more information on the Ohio Media School, go to BeOnAir.com. Be On Air Network, bringing you the best college radio has to offer.
Are you someone who has always dreamed of a career in sports media? The Ohio Media School now offers a 6-month sports emphasis program to prepare you for a whole new career. Whether it's radio or television, play-by-play or production, the Ohio Media School has you covered. You will receive training from professionals that are actually in the industry. The Ohio Media School will get you where you need to be for a successful career in this exciting, expanding field. To schedule a visit, call 614-655-5250 or go to beonair.com. Stop dreaming about a career in sports and make it a reality at the Ohio Media School.
You're listening to the new generation of Sports Talk Radio, The Score, ScoreOnAir.com. The Wolfman was just going down some more Columbus Clippers stuff, so we'll finish that, and then we'll dive back into Indian stuff, I believe.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, here's the Wolfman.
All right, well,
There's
go.
the sound effect.
That's what we were looking for. Thank you. So we were talking about the last game versus Scranton. It was the first loss for them. Then they hosted Scranton. Again, they lost again. So this was a doubleheader. Tyler Jones got the win for Scranton. He improves to 3-1 with a 2.39 ERA. And then Columbus suffers the loss. Chris Narveson gets the loss. Now he's winless with a 5.21 ERA, 0-3 on the year. Interesting fact about this one, or maybe not fact, but I guess it's a fact, is that Columbus's manager would actually get ejected in this game. Manager Chris Tremy would get ejected after a strikeout of Nelly Rodriguez. I think it was in the 7th when that happened. But for this one, Scranton went up big in the second with an RBI by both Ruben Tejada and Eddie Rodriguez. Then Columbus would get one back in the 4th when Adam Moore singled, scoring Giovanni Urshela. Moore would get called out at second base to end this inning. With the game 3-1 going into the 7th, Scranton would tack on another run, getting a run walked in on an intentional walk with the bases loaded, scoring Mason Williams. Columbus would then hit a 2-run shot in the bottom of the 7th when Adam Moore would hit a 2-run bomb, scoring himself and Big Mike Poppy.
You're good, Wolf.
Oh, yeah. And then the losses would end. Columbus would then get a win the next night at Scranton. They won 6-3 with Ryan Merritt getting the win again. So he improves to 5-5 with a 3.97 ERA. Columbus would get 2 runs early off. Yandy Diaz tagging up from a Richie Schaefer sacrifice hit, which was then followed up by a single from Giovanni Urshela, scoring Chris Colabello. Scranton would get 2 back that same inning when Tyler Austin went yard, scoring himself and Tyler Wade. In the 7th, Columbus would add a couple more, the first from a fielding error that would score Eric Kratz, and the very next batter, Mike Poppy, would get out on a sacrifice fly, scoring Josh Wilson. Scranton would also get a run this inning when Ruben Tejada would hit a solo home run. That would be all, though. Scranton wouldn't score anymore, but Columbus wasn't done. Clippers would tack on 2 more in the 9th, coming from a Mike Poppy single that would score both Josh Wilson and Todd Hankins. And we've already talked about the game last night, where they would also get the win, 11-5. Pretty good week for Columbus, I'd say.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, the bats were alive. It's interesting. It seems either the bats were crazy alive for them, or they just weren't hitting at all. They just weren't getting the lucky bounces.
Speaking of bats coming alive, the Indians' bats went dead last night, but overall this week they had a pretty good offensive output. Going to Sunday, they beat Kansas City 10-1 in a game that saw the Indians get 18 hits. Jason Kipnis led the way with a 4-hit outing and a solo home run, which, believe it or not, I actually almost caught.
Really?
The guy 3 seats over from me caught it.
Oh.
Yeah. Michael Brantley, Carlos Santana, and Jose Ramirez each added 3 hits as well. Austin Jackson had 3 RBIs. The biggest surprise of this game, though, was probably Josh Tomlin. Had been struggling a little bit, didn't really know what to expect from him. And Josh Tomlin ended up going the distance in this one. Complete game. Only gave up 1 run, which was a solo home run to Jorge Bonifacio.
That's a lot of fantasy baseball points, let me tell you.
Yes, it is a lot of fantasy baseball points. The good thing for the Indians, though, is their starting pitching also is starting to come to fruition. Carlos Carrasco threw 7 innings and got the win on Monday, a 5-3 victory, over the A's. Indians in that game got solo home runs from Austin Jackson, Carlos Santana, and Edwin Encarnacion. Santana's and Encarnacion's home runs were back-to-back home runs in the 4th inning. And then Tuesday, Trevor Bauer led the way, which feels really weird to say.
Yeah.
Career high 14 strikeouts over 7 innings pitched. They exploded for 7 runs in 2 innings off Sonny Gray in the 4th and 5th inning. And they got RBI doubles from Jose Ramirez and Bradley Zimmer. Zimmer added a home run later on in the game, and they also got a solo home run from Jason Kipnis.
Talking about fantasy, I have Sonny Gray on my team.
You have Sonny Gray on your team?
Unfortunately, this week.
Well, I don't feel sorry for you. That's why I don't play fantasy. That's why I don't play fantasy
It's difficult
baseball.
because when you get into a time like this, you don't care if your guy does bad because, at least for me, it's your actual sports loyalty
right
before your actual fantasy team. Which is kind of why I try to get a couple Indians players at least, which I do have a couple.
I play beat the streak.
Okay.
And I never pick a player who's playing against the Indians. Never.
Yeah. I'll tell you what. I've picked one player against the Indians, and that was Melky.
Melky Cabrera?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna make sure you mean Melky, not Miguel.
Yeah, it was one of the two.
The Milkman.
Okay, I was just
whichever one does better against the
Miguel
Indians.
Cabrera. That's Miguel.
That's
He's
Miguel.
killed the Indians.
Yeah.
Not as much in the past couple of years, but he used to destroy Indians pitching.
I think he's top 5 of outside batters inside the Jake.
Mm-hmm. So the Indians, they lost on Wednesday 3-1. That's nothing. I'm not going to get much into that. The Thursday, though, important note here, Corey Kluber made his return from the disabled list. Struck out 10 batters over 6 innings, allowed just 2 hits. He had only thrown 77 pitches, but they took him out for a precautionary measure just to make sure. I believe they're going to wait a week until he started again. I don't have notes on that. The 6th inning in this game was probably one of the more interesting innings of the year so far, with the Indians scoring off a bases-loaded walk, an RBI single, an RBI ground out, and a fielding error by ace third baseman Ryan Healy. Also, that inning, these sprinklers came on in the outfield, so
that's awesome.
That was just one thing. And then last night, the Indians dropped the their first game of their series with the Royals 4-0. Josh Tomlin had another good start, but unlike Sunday, he didn't get any run support. Jason Vargas, I don't know what got him to this year, but he's like Brett Saberhagen reincarnated or something. And he pitched a complete game shutout last night.
That he did.
He gave up 7 hits, but the Indians hit into 4 double plays. I guess the positive takeaway from this would be that Edwin Encarnacion had his 11th hits, or not 11th hit of the year. That would be bad if he had 11 hits on the year so far.
Indians fans would be freaking out even more than they already are.
Oh, way more. Excuse me. He extended his hitting streak to 11 games. That's what he did.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's exactly what the Indians need out of him right now.
I expect the Indians to win today. Carlos Carrasco goes against Jason Hamill. Carrasco's got the 4th lowest ERA on the road amongst American League starters, and Jason Hamill is like 1-7 with like a 6.75 ERA or something like that. It's not good. So, but right now the Indians, they sit at 28-25, 1 game back of the pestering and annoying Minnesota Twins in the American League Central. Other interesting notes, Lonnie Chisenhall could get a rehab start this weekend in Akron if he receives medical clearance. And then it's possible he could join the team at the end of their current road trip. Terry Francona said, depending on how he's feeling, he could rejoin us or play another game. We'll see. It's interesting because the Indians have 2 off days next week because they have an off day Monday, and then they fly to Colorado to play 2 games with the Rockies. Like we talked about last week, how stupid interleague play is sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
This is an instance. So they'll play Tuesday and Wednesday in Denver, and then they come back. They're off Thursday, and then they come back home, and they play the White Sox this weekend. And that's going to be an interesting two-game series with the Rockies because they're actually not half bad this year, the Rockies. So
no, they're definitely not. They got some guys.
They've got a pretty good team, and if you get that team a lead after the 8th inning, Greg Collins been lights out for them. Gary, did you have anything you wanted to add?
The Indians were sit at 28-25, 1 game back in Minnesota. They were percentage points behind them the other day. Sonny Gray is probably going to be on the trade block. We got 40 seconds. Probably will be on the trade block sooner or later. He's in Oakland, so pretty much everybody's usually on the trade block.
It's interesting you say that. I've got one guy on the Reds that I want to ask you guys about what they should do with him as far as maybe possibly trading him when we get into the Reds later.
Okay.
Do you want to go ahead and do the hot talk challenge here?
Yeah, we can do that in segment 3 if that sounds good with you guys.
This is segment
4.
Okay, I was going to say
the quad.
Gary lost track of outs.
It happens once in a while. I was a catcher. I got hit in the head a lot.
All right, Gary, take us to break.
All right, we're going to go to break. ScoreOnAir.com, the score.
This is Bob McElligott, the radio voice of the Columbus Blue Jackets, and you're listening to the new generation of sports talk radio. ScoreOnAir.com, the score.
Hey guys, Matty Ice here, proud alum of the Ohio Media School. Get the training you need to get a job you will love. The Ohio Media School has classes in radio, television, sports broadcasting, and film and video production. Visit BeOnAir.com today to get started. That's BeOnAir.com.
What's good, Big Game James?
How you feeling, D.O. Jr.?
My guy, I'm super excited. High school sports is starting back, man.
Man, I'm even more excited because we got this new show starting. Tell the people what we doing, D.O. Jr.
Man, we starting the Central Ohio High School Showcase, the COHSS.
That's right. We're covering football, basketball, baseball, soccer, volleyball, and track and field. If it's in season, we on it.
Hey, you know we do this for the kids, man. You can listen live by going to ScoreOnAir.com via the TuneIn app or watch us streaming live by going to the Score On Air YouTube channel.
The COHSS, giving you nothing less, showcasing Central Ohio's best.
I'm Jake Safranco with your Sports Doc Minute, brought to you by the OHSAA and the Ohio Media School. Now here's the Sports Doc, Dr. Chris Stankovich.
When we think of athletes like Derek Jeter, Kobe Bryant, or Tom Brady, often the first word that comes to mind is clutch. These are the types of athletes who seem to perform their best when the pressure is on. Did you know that clutch athletes aren't necessarily born that way? But what separates them from the competition is that clutch players are not afraid to fail. That's the biggest difference. In fact, they want the ball when the game is on the line. You know, in order to really solidify this point, you might want to go back to an old Michael Jordan commercial where he talked about not how many shots he made when the game was on the line, but how many times he missed. So it's important that we note, in order to perform our best in clutch situations, we have to want the ball in those situations, and we cannot be afraid to fail. Otherwise, we will fail in clutch situations.
This has been your Sports Doc Minute, brought to you by the OHSAA and the Ohio Media School. Enrolling now, visit BeOnAir.com.
The Score wants to make you, you, a winner. Each week, ScoreOnAir.com is giving away a prize pack that'll knock your socks off.
Ouch, hey, that hurt.
How? First of all, like us on Facebook, and every Monday we will pin up a post to the top of our feed updating you on what the week's prize and contest details are. Now here, take your socks back. A winner will be selected every week at 7 p.m. Friday on our combat sports show, Tyson's Punch-Out. So give us a call or text to get qualified. This is your home for the new generation of Sports Talk Radio and weekly prize giveaways. Here's how to qualify. Message us on Facebook at Your Score on Air or Twitter, also at Your Score on Air with your name, phone number, email, and date of birth. Or you can just simply call or text any of our live shows at 614-641-0674 and tell them you want to qualify to win T-shirts, sporting memorabilia, and more. This is your home for the new generation of Sports Talk Radio and weekly prize giveaways. ScoreOnAir.com. The Score.
Tuesdays from 12 to 2 p.m. It's the Beermonger Sports Sessions on ScoreOnAir.com, the new generation of sports talk radio, The Score, and it's not your regular sports show.
Hey guys, Scott Shelton here again, campus director for the Ohio Media School. Are you looking for a career in media, radio, television, sports broadcasting, or film and video production? You need to come check out the Ohio Media School's Columbus campus. You want a job that you will love, and we have the training to get you started. Stop by the Ohio Media School's audio and video studios to check out the opportunities and internships that we have for our students and graduates. Call 614-655-5250 or visit beonair.com. That's beonair.com.
You're listening to ScoreOnAir.com, the new generation of sports talk radio in Columbus. Online sports radio, WSOA ScoreOnAir.com. The Score.
We're coming back. Of Sports Talk Radio. Here's your ScoreOnAir.com Score Center update.
New generation of Sports Talk Radio, ScoreOnAir.com, The Score. You're listening to Columbus Clippers Live. And this session, Evan is going to try mustard for the first time.
That's right. First time having mustard on anything. Is my mic on?
It is on.
Okay. Just sounds a little weird.
Yeah, I promise it's on.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. Yeah, we're waiting for Jeff to come back in the studio. He's heating up the brat now. He's got two types of mustard. He's got the spicy brown mustard and the regular yellow mustard, and I'm going to give both a try, and we're going to see how it goes. Kind of disappointed. I wanted to try the ballpark mustard. Is that
Corey Kluber pitched 6 shutout?
Is the ballpark mustard, is that on the spicy end?
I believe so.
Okay. It's a lot different from your regular Heinz mustard, that's for sure.
Right. I do chili and cheese on a dog. I don't really do ketchup and mustard.
That's actually pretty good.
Oh yeah. I had some Skyline yesterday. Wow.
I haven't had Skyline in a while.
It's so good.
There's a Skyline not too far from me, I think.
Yeah, it's over on Orion, I think. That's actually where I ate yesterday for lunch, right before I came down here to do some stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so while we wait for Jeff to get the brat, how are we going to kill the time here?
Do we have any more Indian stuff to talk about?
No, not really. I didn't want to get... I was trying to catch up on everything. I want to wait till he gets in here.
Bauer had a 14 strikeout day, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Huh. How do you feel about that? Because I know you're his biggest fan.
It was nice. But I said it earlier, Bauer could win 5 straight Cy Youngs, and I probably still wouldn't trust him. So,
well, he likes his drones.
I guess we'll hit another note while we wait for him to get in here. You saw Clayton Kershaw get his 2000 strikeout last night?
I did. I got
we actually have
it right here.
We have the audio of it if you want to play that.
Kershaw to VR.
And that is the 2000th strikeout for Clayton Kershaw. In 1,838 innings, Clayton Kershaw with 2,000 strikeouts.
So there you go, Clayton Kershaw with his 2,000 strikeout. He is the third fastest to get to 2,000 strikeouts by innings pitched.
You know what's funny about that is I watched a little bit of that game. He wasn't even happy with it. He had given a solo shot up to I can't think of his name right now.
I have it in front of me here. Give me a minute to find it. Domingo Santana hit a solo home run, and actually Kershaw, he was in line to get the loss until Yasmani Grandal homered in the top of the ninth inning to tie. Cody Bellinger hit the game-winning home run in the top of the 12th inning. Interesting fact from this game: 42 strikeouts, most ever in a National League game.
Yes. Who was the Milwaukee starter again?
Jimmy Nelson, and he had 11 strikeouts over 8 innings pitched. I'm glad I typed that down because I knew you were going to ask me that.
Jimmy Nelson, wow.
Jimmy Nelson.
Yeah, I watched the SportsCenter highlights of it, and they were just going back and forth. It was fun to watch.
All right, so Jeff is back in the studio now. I have the brats in front of me. I'm just going to ask because they look kind of pink. Are these cooked all the way through?
They're cooked.
They're cooked.
See, the thing with
that's reassuring. They're cooked.
The thing with your brats or your hot dogs is they're cooked already. You just kind of got to heat them up.
That's very true.
So
nobody likes a cold wiener.
Those were kind of microwaves boiled for about 1:45.
Gary, you really wanted to get that on the air, didn't you?
No.
Yeah, you did.
He gets it in
don't lie to
as
me.
much as he can.
All right. So let's see here. Let me throw my tablet to the side. All right. Should we do this?
We shall.
All right, let's do this.
You look nervous.
I am. My mom's on. She says, "Just glad I'm watching now."
What is your plan here, Evan? With the with
I'm
the
gonna
fid?
I'm gonna take one piece of the hot dog and dip it in the regular mustard, and the other one and dip it in the spicy. So
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
that's the third time Gary's plays. He's averaging that play about one time a segment.
Yeah,
All right.
once a segment.
Here we go.
So this is the yellow mustard.
This is yellow.
This is your regular, just yellow mustard. And this is a first.
He hasn't thrown up yet.
I like it. It's got a kick.
Wow.
You
I like it. It's got a kick to it, but
okay,
it's not bad.
See, now a lot of people aren't a fan. I don't know. See, it's weird. Some people that even like mustard, they just aren't even a fan of yellow mustard. Like my mom is okay with mustard, but she won't even eat yellow mustard.
Mm-hmm. So it's like the spicy.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
now this one's got a little kick to it.
This one's got a little.
There's a little kick to it.
This should be. I don't have the best spice tolerance, so we'll see how this goes.
Yeah, I like my mustard to be a little bit spicy.
You're gonna learn today.
That definitely has a kick to it. It's not bad, but it's not my favorite.
Yeah, but you're more of a fan of the yellow mustard.
Yeah, but I don't know. I have to try like the ballpark mustard.
Yeah,
like I need to try the kind you get at the Indians games. So, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it'll grow on me. I don't feel like gagging those. So
okay, well that's good.
That's a start.
Yeah, that's a positive right there.
But now I can just eat a hot dog.
Now, would you eat a hot dog with mustard now?
Yeah, I think I would.
Okay.
Yeah. I wouldn't like smother it in mustard, but
No.
I think nice little line down
Yeah.
the hot dog. Yeah, absolutely.
We got another one.
You've won me over.
Awesome.
So good job, guys.
You want the other half of that dog, Wolfman?
No, I'm good.
I bit off both. I'm finishing these. Don't try to take my food away from me, Gary. I didn't eat breakfast.
He's hangry.
I'm gonna finish this brat.
All right.
Yeah, it's not even.
Bold
It's not even.
strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
Gosh.
I think we have to take it away now. We gave him power of fun little sound effects, and now it's just going to his head.
You know, I'm looking for opportunities to play that.
He is.
You have your finger on the button.
He's like,
if it vaguely makes sense.
Can it make sense now? Okay, let's do it.
That's a bold strategy, Cotton.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
Oh, good Lord. It's no
Oh,
wonder.
boy.
It's no wonder people turn us off so quickly.
You done messed up, Aaron.
Gary. All right, shifting gears. The hot dog, that's over.
Mustard wins.
Mustard won this round. Mustard won the hot dog race for today. Brandon Phillips made his return to Cincinnati last night.
He did.
We still got plenty of time to talk about the Reds in this segment?
Oh, absolutely.
All right, cool. So the Reds beat the Braves last night 3-2 in 10 innings. A come from behind victory for Cincinnati. Big win for them after they'd gotten swept by the Blue Jays this week. The biggest note, like I said, Brandon Phillips making his return to Cincinnati, excuse me.
And here's actually sound from the standing ovation he got in his first at bat.
I'm going to play that.
I got to turn the volume up first.
Oh, I thought you had it saved on the clip.
No, I forgot to save that one.
To be even emotional for Bronson Arroyo right before Phillips had acknowledged the crowd and looked into the Reds dugout, a final look out at Arroyo as if to say thank you.
The best part of that was Arroyo went on to strike him out in that at bat, I believe.
Yeah, on 3 pitches.
Yeah.
Interesting note, Devin Mesoraco at the game-winning home run. Brian Price actually looks smart for once.
That's weird.
Yeah, it was weird. Mesoraco didn't start the game, but he came in to catch after a double switched and ended up leading off the bottom of the 10th inning. And he had a home run off Jose Ramirez. You know there's 2 Jose Ramirez's in the major leagues?
I did not.
Yeah, you got Jose Ramirez who plays for the Indians, and you got Jose Ramirez who plays for the Braves. And I'm disappointed that the Braves don't play the Indians this year.
You had a perfect opportunity there.
For what?
I didn't know something. I was going to learn today.
Do we have that saved?
You done messed up, Aaron.
That's
Not
the one, but okay.
You're going to learn today.
Thank you.
There we go.
Now I'm going to learn. I need to learn.
You're going to learn.
I took my finger off the mouse for 1 second.
I know.
The Reds, they're kind of hanging in there right now in the National League Central.
Yeah, I can go ahead with the rundown if that's cool with you guys.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Sunday they finished off a 3-game set in Philadelphia. They took 2 or 3 from Philly, which is no shocker for Philly finishing the month. I think it was 6-23, right?
The Reds should feel ashamed that they didn't sweep the Phillies.
That's a good point. They did lose to them once. Roberto Hernandez did not make an appearance in this series, unfortunately. I'm always curious to see how old he actually is now. But in this game, Scott Feldman picked up the dub, 4 runs, 5 innings pitched. Home runs for Cincinnati. Adam Duvall actually hit 2. And here's clips from his 5 RBI game.
38, and he bounces this one up the middle. There's RBI number 39. There's a blast to left center field. This game is tied. Adam Duvall way up into the seats in left center field. He cracks another one out toward left center field. This is a multi-home run game. 5 RBIs on the day.
Yeah, Duvall hit home runs 12 and 13 in this game, just to stay on a torrid pace for him. Patrick Kevlahan also hit 2 bombs in this game, the first time in his career. And here's some audio from Fox Sports Ohio.
Kevlahan cracks this ball. And that is going to leave the ballpark. And the Reds have regained the lead. Carrying to the track, to the wall. He did it. Another home run. Patrick Kevlahan. His first multi-home run game of his career.
We're going to go to break real quick. We'll be back. New Generation of Sports Talk Radio. ScoreOnAir.com, the score.
Innings and struck out 10 in his first start since May 2nd. The Cleveland Indians scored 4 runs during a strange 6th inning to beat the Oakland A's 5-0 on Thursday. Josh Tomlin starts the opener of a 3-game series in Kansas City. Right-hander is 1-0 with a 1.13 ERA and 2 starts against the Royals this season. Has a career 10-4 record against them in 19 starts. NBA 2K18 has named Cavaliers All-Star point guard Kyrie Irving as a cover athlete for this year's game. It was announced on Thursday morning. Shaquille O'Neal was named as the face of the Legend Edition of the game. The game is scheduled to be released on September 19th, but fans can pre-order a copy of the game for $59.99. Police are investigating a possible hate crime against NBA superstar LeBron James. The LAPD said someone spray painted the N-word across the front of the gate of his Los Angeles mansion. Here are LeBron's thoughts on the incident.
No matter how much money you have, no matter how famous you are, no matter how many people admire you, being black in America is tough.
Game 1 of the NBA Finals tips off at 9 p.m. in Oracle Arena. For the latest news, scores, and updates, keep it locked into the new generation of sports talk radio. ScoreOnAir.com, The Score.
Broadcasting from the Score On Air studios at the Ohio Media School in Columbus, Ohio. Your home for all the latest sports news and talk. ScoreOnAir.com, The Score.
The Be On Air Network, bringing you the best of the best in internet radio from across the country. From Miami to Denver to Chicago and Cleveland. You'll hear all the top shows from all of our college stations. For more information on the Ohio Media School, go to BeOnAir.com. Be On Air Network, bringing you the best college radio has to offer.
Are you a sports fan? Do you have a mobile phone? Great, that's all you need to stay up to date with ScoreOnAir.com, the new generation of sports talk radio, with original talk shows starting every 2 hours, covering every sport from every angle.
From basketball
to hockey
to martial arts.
Fantasy football. We cover all Ohio sports. Just go to ScoreOnAir.com or download the TuneIn Radio app and search Score On Air. You'll be part of the action in no time. Whether you're stuck in traffic, at the grocery store, studying at the library, anywhere for that matter. Tune in anytime to get your sports fix. Follow us on social media or go to ScoreOnAir.com for even more original content, including play-by-play of local high school and college games, sports articles, and podcasts. ScoreOnAir.com is your home for the best analysis, coverage, and lukewarm sports takes. The best part, we're broadcasting live right here in Columbus.
OH.
ScoreOnAir.com, the new generation of sports talk radio.
The Score. In a small village in Romania, after the 8th grade, students desiring to attend high school must pay their own way for transportation. From the village of Mociu to Cluj to Apahida, it costs $350 American per year per child for the bus ride of over 1 hour each way. With your help, 8 Roma children will be able to accomplish something their parents and grandparents could not do. Most of their parents have not received an elementary education. This year, 3 boys and 5 girls can have that chance to attend high school. Will you help? Please make a donation of whatever you can to help these 8 children get their high school education. Make your donations payable to Worthington Presbyterian Church, 773 North High Street, Worthington, Ohio, 43085. And add on the memo line, bus transportation. Your donation will make a dream become a reality.
You're listening to the home of heart-pounding, adrenaline-pumping sports.
Broadcasting from Ohio Media School in the greatest city in the state.
In the greatest state in the country.
In the greatest country in the world.
You're listening to ScoreOnAir.com.
You got to remember to turn on the mics. New generation of sports talk radio. ScoreOnAir.com. The Score. Columbus Clippers live.
Where's the fail audio?
I know. We need one of those like.
Gary's got it. Gary's got it all figured out except when he messes up.
Yeah,
he won't.
When he
play
messes up,
anything.
it's fine.
It's fine. We can't screw up, but Gary can do whatever he wants.
I don't believe that's true.
It is.
You done messed up, Aaron.
You happy?
Yes.
Thank
yes,
you.
I am.
I feel much better now.
I actually do feel happier now. Yeah.
That's much better.
We actually, as
Thank you.
guys, we take joy in other people's pain. You know, it's what guys do. Pick right back up where we left off. Went ahead and took 2 or 3 from Philly, winning 8-4 on Sunday. On Monday, they unfortunately started a series with the Toronto Blue Jays, and in Game 1, That final was 17-2. Drew Storen, or I'm sorry, not Drew Storen. Is it? No, Stroman. Wow, I can't read my own handwriting. Marcus Stroman.
Jeez.
USA WBC representative picked up the dub. He improves to 6-2 with a 3.28 ERA. Rookie, I can't say his first name. Can you say it?
Lazoverto Bonilla. Lazoverto Bonilla.
Picked up the loss, going to 0-3 with a 7.71 ERA. He's having a tough time of it right now.
He is, yeah.
We actually get to see him pitch if he's still up with the big club on Sunday, so I'm excited about that.
He's slated to start, yeah. Your Braves should win that game. They should.
We should have won last night, but Jim Johnson threw one straight into the dart.
Yeah, kind of wasted the effort from Mike Foltynewicz last night.
10 Ks, 7 innings. He was beautiful.
Swanson got a home run, I think, though.
He did.
Yeah, Swanson homered.
That put him up 1. I believe that was in the first. No, it wasn't.
It was later in the game already.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I had him benched again. I always bench Swanson whenever he hits a home run.
That's why you should never put him on your bench.
Timing.
Toronto had 23 hits in this game, 6 walks, and here's audio from Troy Tulowitzki's grand slam in the 4th. Maybe.
One out. Swing and a drive. Get up, ball, get up, and down. Grand slam for Tulo. His 4th career grand slam. The boys are back in town.
Little Thin Lizzy reference there.
Ah,
you look into the box score, though, from that game, though. This is a good thing for Toronto. This was a good thing for Toronto, and obviously a horrible thing for Cincinnati. But Devin Travis and Ezekiel Carrera, the 8-9 hitters for Toronto in that game, went a combined 8 for 13 at the plate.
Wow.
Only 2 RBIs, but, I mean, you get those guys on, you look down the rest of the lineup, guys like Justin Smoke, Russell Martin, Troy Tulowitzki all had 3 or more RBIs. Really, it was pretty evenly spread out for the Blue Jays, it appears, in that game.
Yeah, the entire 1 through 9 hit the ball, I believe, in one way or another. Kevin Pillar is really the only one that didn't record a hit. That was in the starting 9.
Kevin Pillar is an annoying center fielder.
Yeah.
Every time he plays the Indians, he makes, like, a great play.
Right.
But, like, that ball's getting down. Nope.
Or he yells something homophobic, you know.
I forgot about that. Yeah,
that was actually in Atlanta.
That was it wasn't that. It wasn't well.
Not
like
in
last
Atlanta, but it was in Toronto against Atlanta. Yeah,
that's
I think
right.
he's actually because of that going to give money to the foundation.
His
He's
2
gotta probably repair his
game
image.
Yeah, the 2 games that he's missing, he's donating that paycheck to the LBGT, an organization inside of there.
Yeah.
Okay, that's right. It was another for whatever reason. Don't ask me why, but for some reason I was thinking it was because it was because of a racist comment he made.
Yeah. Racist, homophobic. Yeah. Yeah. Left 8 runners on base that game. I'm not even sure why that was funny.
I didn't find it that funny. All right, go ahead. So they lost the next 2 games of that series, right?
They did as well. Let me get back to my scoreboard real quick.
I've got it pulled up in front of me. They lost
4-6 to Toronto on Tuesday, and one of the highlights from that game, at least for Toronto, was they hit back-to-back home runs, starting off with Josh Donaldson, then Jose Bautista, then Russell Martin, all hit absolute moonshots.
Swing and a drive. Get up, ball, and way back. 5th deck for JD. Starting to look dangerous.
2-0 high fastball. Goodness gracious. That's called starting to make some noise right there with the bat coming off your bat.
There's another one. Way back. Back-to-back home runs.
Oh, yeah. Gets into a fastball count, and Jose with that picture-perfect finish.
Russell Martin puts a charge in it, and this one's going to go. 3rd home run of the inning. Home run by Martin, the 3rd of the inning. is the 46th home run the Blue Jays have hit this month. That's the most in the majors.
That was Donaldson, Bautista, and Martin all going back to back to back. Donaldson's was measured at 435, Bautista's at 431, and Martin's was 411. Russell Martin's was impressive because he literally, he bent down and went and got the ball too. It was pretty impressive display of power.
That might be the best sound for hitting a home run too.
What?
The hockey horn.
I like it. Yeah.
I think that's a Canadian thing.
That's what I would think. Yeah. They love their hockey.
It works in Toronto because you've got the indoor stadium.
Yeah.
The Indians have the siren that they play.
Mm-hmm.
The best thing the Indians do, though, is they do every time when they touch the plate.
Yeah.
Mario coin.
Absolutely. I love it. It used to be my text thing.
I would do it, but I'm horrible at doing it. That's what we need. We need the Mario coin soundboard.
I like it.
You need that for a sound clip.
Other highlights from that game, Zach Cozart also had a 2-home run game. The first one coming off J.A. Happ, the first, and the fifth coming off of, what's his first name? D. Barnes, and here's audio from that.
5 home runs in this game between these two clubs. Cozart puts a charge into one. Did I say 5? I meant to say 6. That's a home run into left center by Cozart. His 6th of the year. And the Reds now back.
So, yeah, Zach Cozart continues to rake, basically. We'll touch on him here in a few minutes. Wednesday, they lost to Toronto 4-5. Jason Grilli, former Atlanta Braves pitcher, getting the win, improving to 2-4. Willie Peralta picking up the loss for Cincinnati. He goes to 2-1 with a 3.18 ERA. Roberto Osuna, 22-year-old, drafted at 17 years old, picks up the save. Devin Travis hit the go-ahead home run in the 7th inning of this game. Other notes, Scott Schebler hits another home run. That's 16 for him on the season, hitting that in the top of the 9th.
I didn't realize how young Roberto Osuna was.
He's 22 now, but he was drafted at 17, I believe. He's pretty young for what he's doing.
I mean, if he stays healthy and he's a good closer, I mean, you're looking at a pretty long career ahead of you.
Oh, absolutely. And then they were off Thursday, and then Friday they opened a 3-game series with the Atlanta Braves, trailing the entire game until the bottom of the 9th when Jim Johnson throws a slider in the dirt, which scored Suarez, I believe.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Because he doubled to make it 2-1.
That's right. And then Devin Mesoraco hitting a walk-off home run in the 10th inning. I've got video of that somewhere. Anything to add to that? Here it is.
Was yes. Yeah, I was able to foul off his other stuff there. Made some pretty good pitches. One a little bit off the plate that I was able to take. It's got to feel good, though, on a little bit of a warm night. Feels damn good, yeah. But it looked like you were behind a little bit before, but you're just getting your timing down because you've been sitting on the bench for 9 innings as well, right? Yeah, the first pitch was essentially the same pitch that I hit out. I didn't have the timing down right away, but I was able to get through it right there. Yeah, so that was good.
And that was Devin Mesoraco on coming off the bench in a pinch-hitting role in the 10th inning to walk off and defeat Atlanta, spoiling Mike Fultonavich's 7-inning gem, striking out 10. And, yeah. What else do we got here?
Wanted to touch on Zach Cozart if we got time.
Yeah, go right ahead.
So you talked about it earlier, Sonny Gray being on the trading block, and I wrote this down about Zach Cozart. He's hitting .345 on the year so far. We don't expect the Reds to contend, so the question is for Cincinnati, do you look to trade the guy? He's 31 years old, will be a free agent after this year, really is having a career year at the age of 31. You got to wonder, at least to me, if you're the Reds, you've got to look to trade him and bring in more pieces for the future because you're probably not going to contend. I know you're only 3 games out right now, but let's be real. This is the month where you start to separate the contenders from the pretenders. Do you go out? Do you try to capitalize and trade him to a contender that, say, is just looking for that extra bat to get themselves over the hump? There's certain teams out there that they don't need shortstops. Like the Dodgers have Corey Seager. They obviously don't. The Indians have Lindor. Astros have Correa. There's a lot of these teams that are contenders already have good shortstops. But if there's another team out there that would need a shortstop, if you're the Reds, do you go for it?
That's a great question. Let's continue talking about that when we come back from the break. It's scoreonair.com, The Score, and the new generation of Sports Talk Radio.
This is Bob McElligott, the radio voice of the Columbus Blue Jackets, and you're listening to the new generation of Sports Talk Radio. ScoreOnAir.com, The Score.
Nasty's Sports Bar in Reynoldsburg is under new management. Located at 6150 East Main Street, the home for Taco Tuesday is rejuvenated and the home for great food and family fun. Nasty's Sports Bar is a great place for happy hour, serving $2 domestics, $3 glasses of wine,
It sure does.
and $5 appetizers. Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Call 614-864-2827 to find out the daily special.
That's what I was planning on
Nasty.
going to sleep was 1,
Great
and
food,
I was planning on waking up
family
at
fun
9 to
with
pick
a
him
cool
up.
name.
Listen to ScoreOnAir.com for your chance to win. Every Friday, we will be giving away a prize pack, and here's how you can qualify. Send us a message with your name, phone number, email, and date of birth
usually have
to our
notes. I usually
Facebook or
start
Twitter
typing them
account.
up.
Just search Your Score on Air, or you can call or text any of our live shows at 614-641-0674 and tell them you want to win. It's that easy. A new winner will be selected every Friday at 7 p.m. This is your home for the new generation of Sports Talk Radio and weekly prize giveaways. ScoreOnAir.com. The Score.
I'm Jake Sofrego with your Sports Doc Minute, brought to you by the OHSAA and the Ohio Media School. Now here's the Sports Doc, Dr. Chris Stankovich.
Does your son or daughter struggle with nerves when it comes to competing in sports? If so, it's important to know that this is perfectly normal. In fact, professional athletes struggle with the very same anxieties that your son or daughter does while competing. Nerves are a result largely because of cognitive appraisals. And what that means is how we perceive things often dictates how our bodies will respond. You might want to think of this as fight or flight. In fact, when I work with athletes, I ask them, do they view pressure situations as challenges or do they see them as threats? If they view them as challenges, they often gain confidence, sharpen their focus, and become even more motivated to succeed. But if they see the situation as threatening, that's when anxiety creeps in and usually compounds matters. So it's important that you look at skills that can help, including deep breathing, using imagery, and reminding your child of the importance of positive self-talk.
This has been your Sports Doc Minute, brought to you by the OHSAA and the Ohio Media School. Enrolling now, visit BeOnAir.com.
Are you a sports fan looking to expand your sports memorabilia collection? Well, First and Goal has you covered better than the Ohio State Secondary. First and Goal is your #1 place to find all the sports collectibles of your dreams. We are located at Polaris Fashion Place in Columbus and the mall at Fairfield Commons of Beaver Creek. Stop on in and you'll find autographed jerseys, helmets, photographs, and much more that will make you the envy of the neighborhood. Feel free to give us a call at 614-896-1016 for our store at Polaris, or call us at 937-427-4737 in Beaver Creek. For all your sports collectibles and more, it's First and Goal.
Matty Ice here, proud alum of the Ohio Media School. Are you looking for a new career? Not just a job, but a fulfilling career? If you want to work in media, radio, television, sports broadcasting, or film and video production, you need to check out the Ohio Media School's Columbus campus today. Their updated radio and television broadcasting program will even have you ready to work in a field you'll love in just 8 months. Stop by the Ohio Media School's audio and video studios today to see it for yourself. Visit BeOnAir.com. That's BeOnAir.com.
You're listening to the home of the latest sports news and updates in Columbus.
Streaming live on YouTube and the worldwide TuneIn Radio app. This is ScoreOnAir.com.
Do you like talking Buckeyes?
Yes! Oh my God!
So do we.
Just not all the time.
We're home for the largest variety of sports talk. This is the new generation of Sports Talk Radio.
New generation of Sports Talk Radio.
ScoreOnAir.com. The Score.
The Score.
You're listening to the new generation of Sports Talk Radio, Score on Air, The Score. This is Columbus Clippers Live. Evan Lewis back in here with the Wolfman and G-Rob. Guys, how are we still doing?
We're hanging in there.
All right, so we let off. We were talking about the Zach Cozart deal, and I was telling you I think the Reds should look to at least try to trade him at the trade deadline, and I wanted to get your guys' opinion on that.
My thing is, do you really trust them with the kind of deals that they have made in the past?
That's yeah.
Like, obviously, this is what you want out of a trade deadline kind of guy. You want a guy to be spiking up that maybe you don't necessarily think this is the norm for him, and other teams, especially in that position, are going to be eager to acquire someone like that. My issue is with the Reds, with them just not understanding in the front office how to make a deal that works for both teams.
They're finally getting some dividends from that Frazier trade. It took a little while.
Yeah, it was. I think it was a Schebler. Yeah, he's had some power in his bat.
Yeah.
The interesting thing about it for the Reds is right now, at the current moment, the way Zach Cozart is trending is his value's the highest it's ever been.
Yeah.
Question is, you're probably not looking to trade him this early on in the season. You know, in the event, let's say that you're still contending in July. The trade deadline's July 31st. You have to wonder though, like, what if he dips down, like, you know, in July he just has a horrible June, and all of a sudden in July he's hitting 270 and the average is going down each night.
Yeah, that's a strong possibility of that happening. I mean, you have a while until that deadline would be.
And he's not like a proven perennial all-star either.
No, I mean, so some hitters just hit freakishly.
I'm looking to trade him, honestly, but you're not going to get the farm for him.
No. But it does help of what position he plays. That is definitely a position people are eager to go after more.
I don't know how Cozart is defensively. I have to imagine he's not a horrible defensive shortstop.
Mm-hmm.
Is he in the category defensively as a guy like Francisco Lindor or Andrelton Simmons? I doubt it. But
he is really, really good. He's not in their hemisphere, but I mean, he is really good. It used to be what he did was defense before this year.
I mean, does he at least field his position?
Yes.
That's okay. Yeah. You have to be able to field your position, especially at shortstop.
Right.
And honestly, you're not really even going to make it up to the majors if you can't. So he's got to be. He's at the very least he's moderate at defending, and he's probably better than that. I'm just saying, at the very least, right now in his career, that's what he is. And then hitting like this, that's beautiful to a GM.
He's making a $5.3 million salary this year. Next year he'll be an unrestricted free agent. So I mean,
that's the thing too, is you got to look at it. And if you're on the other end too, at least from a team trading for him, you have to look at his contract. You're not taking on a lot. I would have to look. If it's like, you know, maybe for one or two mid-level prospects taking him on, I mean, you know, I would take it if I was a team that needed a shortstop for, you know, just down the stretch. The thing you don't want to do is you don't want to trade the farm and then not re-sign the guy.
Right.
No. You'd want to have something in place, kind of where there's going to be an extension already.
Maybe a sign and trade.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, like, look at like the going back to like a while back when the Indians traded Sabathia to Milwaukee. Okay, Milwaukee got pretty much everything out of CC for that final stretch of that 2008 season. Okay, but then he was gone and off to New York.
Yep.
The Indians, Michael Brantley is still contributing for them and has been contributing for like 5-6 years now. So that's one thing you've got to be careful about if you're making this trade with the Reds.
Wasn't Matt Laporta the key piece to that
Matt
deal
Laporta
too?
was supposed to be the key piece. Michael Brantley was the player to be named later in that deal.
That's what I thought, yeah.
And then look how that...
Wow.
It's funny how that works out. Brantley's the all-star. Laporta's not even playing professional baseball at this point.
No.
He's been out of the major leagues for a few years now. Such a bust.
He's a AAA hitter. He hits the crap out of the ball. Like when he was in Columbus for a couple of years, he looked really, really good, and then he'd shoot up there and couldn't hit a curveball. And
he can hit a fastball.
Yeah, it's just such a jump from AAA to the big leagues. I mean, AAA, they're still throwing 95, 96, but a step higher, they're throwing it where they want to.
Right. They've got command on their pitches. Oh, okay. Got a couple things I want to jump into. I'm not sure which one you want to jump into first. All right. So, do we want to talk about Mr. Metz?
Oh.
Or do we want to talk about Bryce Harper and Hunter Strickland?
You want to go Mr. Met first?
Yeah, let's go Mr. Met first. So
strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
There's the
right on cue.
There we go. Okay. Anyway, for those of you who've not heard, Mr. Met made headlines this weekend when he flipped off some fans.
Please Google the picture.
It was caught on video. The GIF is the greatest thing ever.
Yes.
The fan who took the video said he didn't say anything derogatory. He was just trying to record getting a high five and ended up catching a bird. The initial reports were that the Mets fired this employee. They didn't. He is going to keep his job. He just is not. He's no longer allowed to play the mascot role. So I guess
they suspended his mascot ability.
Yeah, not like anyone would know. The interesting thing about it was the reason why the guy playing Mr. Met flipped off the fans is because the fans were heckling him, and there's no surprise. This is New York.
Yeah,
they're gonna give the Mets have had a frustrating year, so you're just adding to the tension of the New Yorkers out there. Apparently, the employee was forced to his breaking point by the crowd of hecklers because of nasty comments made about his mother, and apparently the guy playing Mr. Met, as horrible as this sounds, is actually like in real life he's having trouble with his actual mom. So it hit a breaking point, and that's
so
what
it was personal.
It hit home for the guy.
Him and Mother Met are not getting along right now.
Mother Met, no, they are not. Mother Met, who was the Mets employee back from 1979 to 1984.
Can you imagine giving birth to Mr. Met? That head is huge.
I would have to imagine the head's expanded over time. I mean, my head's grown.
Our heads are still like the third of the size of that thing, though. It's like that thing's coming out with a full head.
We're just assuming that the head doesn't grow.
Yeah,
that's where we're at. We're just assuming Mr. Met came out 6 feet tall.
Yeah,
you never know.
That head has not shrunk or expanded.
So I can't blame the guy for flipping the bird. You probably shouldn't do that. I mean, because we're in the age where we have cell phones everywhere. You're always on camera. Always.
Oh, absolutely.
Every turn you go, you are on camera.
See, I do blame him.
You blame him.
I do blame him. I mean, that's his job. He understands where he is, first of all, in New York. Like, that's kind of number one thing if you accept that position is you're gonna get heckled.
Right.
Like, people are gonna say stuff, and they're probably gonna say some really mean stuff. New Yorkers do not hold anything back. So he kind of just has to be able to take it. Now, I understand it's personal. So, I mean, if someone's attacking your mother, the first thing you want to do is say something back. But in that position,
what you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
Wow.
First of all, not the time to play that. Second of all, I love you for playing that.
I've been holding on to this since like...
You just wanted me to just go on to a rant, and you were just going to play that no matter what I said.
Maybe.
You could have given us something really useful there, and Gary had been like, that is so stupid of you to say. That's just horrible. Like, it's so bad.
You're going to learn today.
So I've lost complete track of where I was even going with. But yeah, overall, I just don't... I do blame him. He should have known better. Things do happen, though.
Yeah. Mr. Met. It has just been a rough year for the Mets. Injuries, Matt Harvey being late, the whole Kevin Pilecki thing, which was another incident we don't even need to discuss.
Thor going down.
Yeah. That was... It's a mess in New York right now.
All right, we're going to talk about my BFF when we come back. This is the new generation of Sports Talk Radio, scoreonair.com, The Score.
Broadcasting from the Score On Air studios at the Ohio Media School in Columbus, Ohio. Your home for all the latest sports news and talk. ScoreOnAir.com. The Score.
Are you a sports fan? Do you have a mobile phone? Great, that's all you need to stay up to date with ScoreOnAir.com, the new generation of sports talk radio, with original talk shows starting every 2 hours, covering every sport from every angle.
From basketball
To hockey.
to martial arts.
Fantasy football.
We cover all Ohio sports. Just go to ScoreOnAir.com or download the TuneIn Radio app and search Score On Air. You'll be part of the action in no time. Whether you're stuck in traffic, at the grocery store, studying at the library, anywhere for that matter. Tune in anytime to get your sports fix. Follow us on social media or go to ScoreOnAir.com for even more original content, including play-by-play of local high school and college games, sports articles, and podcasts. ScoreOnAir.com is your home for the best analysis, coverage, and lukewarm sports takes. The best part, we're broadcasting live right here in Columbus.
IO.
ScoreOnAir.com, the new generation of sports talk radio.
The Score.
NWA Midwest Championship Wrestling is looking for interns. Have you heard of Ric Flair? Well, this is the company that brought you Ric Flair before he went to the WWE, and we're looking for interns to work behind the scenes hand in hand with production, with audio, with video, and with podcasts and radio. Contact Damon Dury, the big dog, at 740-971-3968.
The Be On Air Network, bringing you the best of the best in internet radio from across the country. From Miami to Denver to Chicago and Cleveland. You'll hear all the top shows from all of our college stations. For more information on the Ohio Media School, go to BeOnAir.com. Be On Air Network, bringing you the best college radio has to offer.
Are you someone who has always dreamed of a career in sports media? The Ohio Media School now offers a 6-month sports emphasis program to prepare you for a whole new career. Whether it's radio or television, play-by-play or production, the Ohio Media School has you covered. You will receive training from professionals that are actually in the industry. The Ohio Media School will get you where you need to be for a successful career in this exciting, expanding field. To schedule a visit, call 614-655-5250 or go to beonair.com. Stop dreaming about a career in sports and make it a reality at the Ohio Media School.
The new generation of sports talk radio. Here's your ScoreOnAir.com Score Center update.
Corey Kluber pitched 6 shutout innings and struck out 10 in his first start since May 2nd. The Cleveland Indians scored 4 runs during a strange 6th inning to beat the Oakland A's 5-0 on Thursday. Josh Tomlin starts the opener of a 3-game series in Kansas City. Right-hander is 1-0 with a 1.13 ERA and 2 starts against the Royals this season, and has a career 10-4 record against them in 19 starts. NBA 2K18 has named Cavaliers All-Star point guard Kyrie Irving as a cover athlete for this year's game. It was announced on Thursday morning. Shaquille O'Neal was named as the face of the Legend Edition of the game. The game is scheduled to be released on September 19th, but fans can pre-order a copy of the game for $59.99. Police are investigating a possible hate crime against NBA superstar LeBron James. The LAPD said someone spray painted the N-word across the front of the gate of his Los Angeles mansion. Here are LeBron's thoughts on the incident.
No matter how much money you have, no matter how famous you are, no matter how many people admire you, you know, being black in America is tough.
Game 1 of the NBA Finals kicks off at 9 p.m. at
it's like that place.
For the latest news, scores, and updates, keep it locked into the new generation Sports Talk Radio.
I'm sure it's not bad now.
No, it's not at all.
The Score.
You're listening to the home of heart-pounding, adrenaline-pumping sports.
Broadcasting from Ohio Media School in the greatest city in the state.
In the greatest state in the country.
In the greatest country in the world.
You're listening to ScoreOnAir.com.
I'll just play the audio out. You're listening to the new generation of Sports Talk Radio, ScoreOnAir.com, The Score. Back here, Columbus Clippers Live. Evan with the Wolfman and G-Rob.
Here they go. Strickland lands a punch. Harper lands a punch. Bench is empty.
And that was intentional in my mind.
And what you're hearing there is the audio from MASN, the Washington Nationals feed. Monday's bench clearing brawl between the Washington Nationals and the San Francisco Giants involving Bryce Harper and Hunter Strickland. This started in the 8th inning. Strickland drilled Harper in the back, and Harper went out to the mound and started throwing punches at Strickland.
Purposely, by the way.
Purposely what? Strickland drilled...
Yes, purposely.
Oh, no, you were absolutely right. He did drill him on purpose. That was the first time that he had faced Harper since the 2014 NLDS when Harper hit 2 home runs off of Strickland. Now, it might get a little dicey here, so hang with us because we've got two people in here, and Jeff and I, that we like Bryce Harper, and then we've got a guy in here, and Gary, who absolutely cannot stand Bryce Harper.
That's correct.
Because of the division rivalry there with the Nationals and the Braves. I'll go ahead and start out by saying that I don't think Bryce Harper was in the wrong here. I understand why he got frustrated in that situation and why he went out there. I thought Major League Baseball got it right with the suspensions and suspending Strickland for 6 games, Harper for 4. It was appealed. They reached an agreement. It's down to 3 games now.
Rightfully so.
There's a lot of other interesting notes from this brawl that I want to get into, but I want to get your guys' opinion first on where you guys stand with that.
He's an oversensitive sissy. Go ahead.
He's an oversensitive sissy. Okay.
Here's the thing: he was rightfully so for most of it, not for all of it.
For most of it,
he was right to charge them out. Where he's wrong in is he doesn't land it, but throwing his helmet.
Yes.
Like, if that would have landed, if that would have been an actual hit with the helmet, then I can understand giving him more games. But it was very rightful that he got his suspension reduced. He was just defending himself. As one of the premier talents of Major League Baseball.
I have no problem with it. I have no problem with it.
I'll play the sound effect again. No. I respect your opinion. I do. I completely disagree with it, but I totally respect it. A lot of people feel that way, and I understand where you're coming from with that. I break it down like such. So you get hit in the hip. It happens daily. There's 30 teams playing almost daily. It happens. Somebody gets plunked every single day. Bryce Harper is the best player in Major League Baseball right now, all around. Speed, power, for average. He's going to deserve whatever stupid, crazy $200 or $300 million deal he's going to get in the next year and a half or so.
You think he's better than Mike Trout, though?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I still go with Mike Trout.
Yeah, I mean, as much as I love Bryce Harper, and I love Bryce Harper.
Oh, I know.
Like, we've almost forgotten how good Mike Trout is.
Jeff can't stand up right now. He's wearing gym shorts.
Mike Trout. Yeah, we're just gonna
I'm
roll
wearing
right
gym
over
shorts
that
too.
one. Mike Trout. Mike Trout is like one of those kinds of guys that he's exceptional, but he's just not that sexy kind of player like a Bryce Harper.
Right.
Where
he's quiet. He plays on the West Coast too.
He's very sneaky good.
Most of the country's gone to bed by the time Mike Trout's playing.
Yeah, it's just he just goes to work. He does his thing. He does his thing exceptionally well, and he goes home. You're not gonna get him complaining. You're not gonna get him in the news on TMZ or something like that, doing something bad. Mike Trout is just that guy that people don't think of necessarily, but he's the best in baseball as far as I'm concerned.
It's kind of funny. He's just a quiet New Jersey East Coast kid that happens to play on the West Coast now, and it's perfect for him because he doesn't want that attention.
Right.
And he's just really, really good. Man, that's tough between him and Harper.
I go with Trout. I mean, Harper's up there, but I go with Trout.
If you were starting your own franchise and you had either Trout or Harper, who do you go with?
Oh, I'd take the Trout.
If they're healthy, I'm going with Trout.
Yeah, I'm going with Trout as well.
So 2 things I found funny from the brawl in San Francisco. Buster Posey wanting no part of it, and Jeff Samardzija and Michael Morris blowing each other up.
The second one was awesome. I'll touch on that in a second. Or the latter, I mean. The first one, Posey standing there for over 5 seconds and not doing a thing.
Posey does not move at all. He's like basically, like, dude, Hunter Strickland, you are on your own.
Yeah.
I'm not getting part. And people are like, well, Bryce Harper didn't come to the aid of his, or not Bryce Harper, Buster Posey didn't come to the aid of his teammates. I have no problem with Buster Posey doing what he did there, okay? He's had a broken leg in the past. Injuries happen in those brawls all the time because there's the dog piles. He had a concussion earlier in the year, okay? He's the heart and soul of that Giants team. They've already got injuries to guys like Madison Bumgarner. Buster Posey goes down. The Giants are even deader than they already are.
Yeah.
That's not a word, but who cares?
I like it.
We get what you're saying.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton.
In my opinion, we'll get there. In my opinion, yeah, there isn't a brawl if Posey steps up and holds back Harper. Like,
I'm wondering, though, could he have held back Harper?
I don't think so. It took 3 people to hold back Harper.
No, did you see how many people? It took 3 people to get Hunter Strickland off the field.
Yeah.
They were lifting him up by his leg.
yeah, he's like 6'4", 6'5". He's a
and he
big
was in
boy.
rage. I think he honestly got knocked out.
I say Vince McMahon just rolls with this. We get a cage match between the two.
Now, you were saying something about the ladder there.
Yeah, Samardzija and Michael Morris was the
They are teammates.
forgotten-
They are teammates, by the way. Let's make that clear. Michael Morris and Jeff Samardzija they both play on the Giants.
Did they run into each other?
Yes,
That's right. Yeah.
They were both going after Harper, and they ran into each other and collided face first. Morris suffered a concussion.
Man.
He's on the disabled list now because of it. You felt bad for Jeff. I felt bad for Jeff Samardzija more than Michael Morris because if you watch it, Jeff Samardzija is coming in. He's getting ready to just clock Harper with the right fist, and Morris comes in trying to hit too, and they just collide into each other. And in slow mo, it's just like, and they just. I was like, I was surprised somebody didn't just break their face off on that because it was full speed, just whack.
Yes.
It was interesting to say the least.
Yeah, I understand. Like, superstars typically don't get into those brawls, so I think there was a brawl where Griffey was playing in the game a while back, and him and Jeter just stood at second base, which I'm totally fine with. I didn't need Posey to go out there and throw punches or even get in the middle of a scrum, but I needed him to make an attempt to hold Harper back.
See, when things like this happen, I'm actually a believer that no one else should be involved. Like, I just want to see those 2 people go at it. It's no one else's business, honestly. Mm-hmm. It's like, I understand you're like, well, you want them to have their teammates back. That's fine. But who cares? If I'm a player, I'm not getting hurt because of another move from one of my buddies. It's his thing. Go after it. Let's see who wins.
Yeah,
it's like hockey. Like, there's fights in hockey all the time. You don't see all the other players coming in and then a huge battle royal of hockey players just clotheslining each other.
So what do you like? Do you like? What do you propose? Do you propose like guy gets hit, the batter like drops his helmet, takes off his equipment, and then like says to the pitcher like, "Hey, let's go," and the umpires just say let it go, and they let him fight until it's worn off, and then they break it up.
Yeah, give him 60 seconds, do what you want, and let's be done with it.
It's not a bad idea.
That would be interesting.
Lost my train of thought. Choo-choo off the tracks.
That's what happens when I come up with amazing ideas.
Amazing ideas.
You're gonna learn today.
I don't know if I'd be on board with that, but I don't have a problem with how Major League Baseball, how the players police themselves. I don't.
I don't have a problem with it. I just think that we're so quick to judge when other players on each other's teams don't chime in on it.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think, who cares? It's there. It was the pitcher and the hitter's issue. Maybe even the catcher. Who knows?
Agreed. Let's wrap this up in the next segment. You're listening to the new generation of Sports Talk Radio. ScoreOnAir.com, The Score.
This is Bob McElligott, the radio voice of the Columbus Blue Jackets, and you're listening to the new generation of Sports Talk Radio. ScoreOnAir.com, The Score.
Hey guys, Matty Ice here, proud alum of the Ohio Media School. Get the training you need to get a job you will love. The Ohio Media School has classes in radio, television, sports broadcasting, and film and video production. Visit beonair.com today to get started. That's beonair.com.
What's good, Big Game James?
How you feeling, D.O. Jr.?
My guy, I'm super excited. High school sports is starting back, man.
Man, I'm even more excited because we got this new show starting. Tell the people what we doing, D.O. Jr.
Man, we starting the Central Ohio High School Showcase, the COHSS.
That's right. We covering football, basketball, baseball, soccer, volleyball, and track and field. If it's in season, we own it.
Hey, you know we do this for the kids, man. You can listen live by going to scoreonair.com via the TuneIn app or watch us streaming live by going to the Score On Air YouTube channel, the COHSS, giving you nothing less, showcasing Central Ohio's best.
I'm Jake Safranco with your Sports Doc Minute, brought to you by the OHSAA and the Ohio Media School. Now here's the Sports Doc, Dr. Chris Stankovich.
When we think of athletes like Derek Jeter, Kobe Bryant, or Tom Brady, often the first word that comes to mind is clutch. These are the types of athletes who seem to perform their best when the pressure is on. Did you know that clutch athletes aren't necessarily born that way? But what separates them from the competition is that clutch players are not afraid to fail. That's the biggest difference. In fact, they want the ball when the game is on the line. You know, in order to really solidify this point, you might want to go back to an old Michael Jordan commercial where he talked about not how many shots he made when the game was on the line, but how many times he missed. So it's important that we note, in order to perform our best in clutch situations, we have to want the ball in those situations, and we cannot be afraid to fail. Otherwise, we will fail in clutch situations.
This has been your Sports Doc Minute, brought to you by the OHSAA and the Ohio Media School. Enrolling now, visit beonair.com.
The Score wants to make you, you, a winner. Each week, scoreonair.com is giving away a prize pack that'll knock your socks off.
Ouch, hey, that hurt.
How? First of all, like us on Facebook, and every Monday we will pin up a post to the top of our feed updating you on what the week's prize and contest details are. Now here, take your socks back. A winner will be selected every week at 7 p.m. Friday on our combat sports show, Tyson's Punch-Out. So give us a call or text to get qualified. This is your home for the new generation of Sports Talk Radio and weekly prize giveaways. Here's how to qualify. Message us on Facebook at Your Score On Air or Twitter, also at Your Score On Air with your name, phone number, email, and date of birth. Or you could just simply call or text any of our live shows at 614-641-0674 and tell them you want to qualify to win t-shirts, sporting memorabilia, and more. This is your home for the new generation of Sports Talk Radio and weekly prize giveaways. ScoreOnAir.com. The Score.
Tuesdays from 12 to 2 p.m. It's the Beermonger Sports Sessions on ScoreOnAir.com, the new generation of sports talk radio, The Score, and it's not your regular sports show.
Hey guys, Scott Shelton here again, campus director for the Ohio Media School. Are you looking for a career in media, radio, television, sports broadcasting, or film and video production? You need to come check out the Ohio Media School's Columbus campus. You want a job that you will love, and we have the training to get you started. Stop by the Ohio Media School's audio and video studios to check out the opportunities and internships that we have for our students and graduates. Call 614-655-5250 or visit beonair.com. That's beonair.com.
You're listening to ScoreOnAir.com, the new generation of sports talk radio in Columbus.
Pointing me when to go.
Online sports radio, WSOA, ScoreOnAir.com, The Score.
You're listening to the new generation of Sports Talk Radio. ScoreOnAir.com, The Score. Back here, Columbus Clippers Live. Evan with the Wolfman, NG Rob. Getting ready to go into our final segment, and we had been talking about the brawl between the Nationals and the Giants, specifically Bryce Harper and Hunter Strickland and everything from that. Gentlemen, did you have anything else you wanted to add to that?
I don't think so. I think at this point it's just beating a dead horse.
I'd say so.
When did it happen? It happened
Monday.
Okay.
So, do we just want to go around the league now? Maybe talk about who's hot, who's not.
Let's do it, and then let's definitely talk about Tyler Brown, the pitcher from Olentangy Orange.
Yeah, actually, let's lead off with that so we don't run out of time on that. I wish I had more information on this. So Tyler Brown is a pitcher from Olentangy Orange. He's a 6'5", 220-pound senior hurler who's going to go play baseball at Vanderbilt, which is a pretty good school for baseball.
David Price went there.
Yes, he did. That's the most notable name there. Another notable name, Jay Cutler, went to Vanderbilt too.
That's right.
It's interesting, though, because Tyler Brown has been through a lot more than kids at his age have been through. His mother, Cindy, died of multiple myeloma cancer when he was just 10. Tyler said that she died in his arms, and this is just stuff I'm pulling off an article from the Columbus Dispatch yesterday. And basically, Tyler's dad gave him up, and he was taken in by a couple named Brandon and Corin Oswalt, and then they transferred into the Olentangy school districts. And just kind of reading through the notes there, that amazes me, like what that kid has been through. Just reading the article, it's a heck of an article. You can find it on the Dispatch somewhere, I'm sure. It's only been a day old article.
Yeah, I got a chance to see him pitch against Hilliard Darby in the districts last week, running the third base camera, and the kid's for real. He sits right between 88 and 91. Good live fastball. He throws a pretty decent, throws an okay changeup and a really good curveball.
I heard the kid apparently reaches 97.
I believe that.
Yeah, which is insane to me to be that young and throwing 97 miles an hour. Orange lost actually last night to Strongsville in the state semifinals.
Right.
Strongsville plays Jackson tonight in the Division I state title game. Just another side note there. For all you high school baseball fans out there looking to do some of that, game's at 7 o'clock tonight. There will be games going on all day at Huntington Park, state championship games for the different divisions there.
He's a real deal. I'm excited for him. I'm excited to see him at Vanderbilt and hopefully see him in the College World Series in the next couple years.
See him maybe in the majors in a few years too.
Right.
We'll see.
You just root for people like this to succeed.
Oh, you absolutely do.
People that have been through stuff like this that can really mess with you for your youth and growing up, and then putting that you never put it behind you. But
because he said essentially that he raised himself and his mom in the hospital for quite some time.
Yeah.
So I'm glad to see the kid's been able to become the normal student athlete. Speaking of good pitchers, Dallas Keuchel still has not lost this year. He has gone to 9-0 as the Astros won their 8th straight game yesterday and took a 12.5 game lead in the AL West. Interesting note, guys, I found on SportsIllustrated.com. The Astros right now, their 12.5 game lead is the second largest in history to this point in the season for a division lead.
Huh, that's not bad.
And only the 2001 Mariners, that team that won 116 games but didn't even make it to the World Series.
Yeah, they're going to have to absolutely lose it lose that division.
That division is pretty much already wrapped up for them. If they could be 15, 16 games up by the All-Star break. They're running away with that division right now. The Astros, they are such a complete team. They had a little bit of a disappointing year last year, in my opinion, missing the playoffs. They've come back and bounced back nicely. You've got Dallas Keuchel, who's returned to form. That lineup, complete lineup with guys like Altuve, Correa, Springer. Do you guys remember the article from a few years ago in Sports Illustrated? I think it was in 2013 when the Astros were still bad, and it predicted the Astros on the cover as the 2017 World Series champions. Do you remember that?
I do not know.
Yes.
I do remember this year ESPN basically came out and said that the Astros were the most exciting team in baseball this year, or were going to be.
That's very agreeable. You want to look at a team because for a few years the Astros were really bad.
Oh yeah.
They have done a hell of a job rebuilding that team into a contender, and they're out of the rebuild mode now. It's World Series. They're a World Series contender or bust, in my opinion, and they will be for the next couple of years.
I really like the way they went about it, rebuilding, like you said, and then they went out the right time. They picked the right year, which was this past offseason, to go get a couple more pieces. And really, up and down that lineup, they're young, they're talented. They went out and got Beltran, Josh Reddick, and who's the third guy?
Brian McCann.
Brian McCann. And, I mean, yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I think they're primed to make a deep run, if not go all the way this year.
This is what you look at. Like this in starting 2011, they lost 106 games that year, 107 games in 2012, and 111 games in 2013. They lost 92 games in 2014. Then they won 86 games in 2015, and they won 84 in 2016. And it's looking like they're probably going to win close to 100 games this year, the way it's going. They're 39-16 right now.
Yeah.
I'm predicting 102 wins.
You're predicting 100. I could, from this Astros team, the way they're playing right now, with the pitching, the hitting, I can easily see this Astros team winning 100-plus games.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. Especially if they continue to eat up on the rest of their division like they have been. Whew, watch out.
Uh-huh.
Just watch what they do coming out of the All-Star break. Because a lot of times we've seen teams that get real hot the first half of the season, All-Star break comes along, and then something just happens.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not saying that they're going to just fall off. I mean, obviously they're a really good team. We know they're going to make the playoffs, but it will be interesting to see if there is a little bit of a hiccup coming out of that All-Star break.
The interesting, I said about them beating up on their division so far this year against the AL West, they are 18-6.
Not too shabby.
No, that's great.
Which is my Indy. I'm not scared of them though, because my Indy ends up taking 5 or 6 from them.
Yeah. Whenever they play the Indians know how to beat them.
Yep. It was surprising, but hey, we took it.
Yeah.
So, the other teams are who's hot and who's not. The Nationals are also hot. Sorry, Gary. They've opened up an 11-game lead. The Dodgers are hot. The Blue Jays are hot. Who's not hot? That would be the Phillies.
That's the easy one.
The Phillies are so bad, man. We're going to Philadelphia. We'll be in Philadelphia in 13 days.
I don't think we could give those tickets to a bum.
We couldn't, no.
I feel bad for Philadelphia fans. You have the 76ers who were historically bad, and now
they throw snowballs at Santa. I don't care.
The Phillies just been like a slow light demise. Like they went from World Series champions, losing in the World Series, losing in the Championship Series, losing in the Division Series, second place in the division, third. It's literally like each year they get progressively worse, and now they're just at the bottom.
Well,
now you can't get any worse.
Right. A good microcosm of what they are is those big contracts they gave to those sluggers. So like Ryan Howard finally came off the books this past year, but like the last 2 to 3 seasons has been next to not productive at all. He would hit 20, 25 home runs, but he was hitting. I think he hit 212 last year. Just a bunch of backloaded contracts that just came back to bit him.
And I was going to say, Ryan Howard's out of a job right now, isn't he?
Yeah, he spent a couple weeks in Gwinnett, but he's probably just hanging out at home.
Yeah, he's gone fishing.
Going fishing. Yeah, you pull up the Phillies just ever since 2008, and it's gotten progressively worse. That Phillies team, it looked like they had the makings of a potential dynasty 8 years ago. When they brought in Cliff Lee and Roy Halladay, you thought, I think it was in 2010, I was like...
You had Cole Hamels too, didn't you?
Yeah. I was like, this Phillies team on paper might have one of the best staffs of all time.
Mm-hmm.
They got to the National League Championship Series, and then just, they fell against the Giants, and then the rest... They made the playoffs the year after that and lost to St. Louis in the division series.
That's right, yeah.
Though the Phillies historically have never been a great franchise, probably from like late 70s to early 80s and the late 2000s. They really haven't had much of a sustained success of runs. So
yeah, just one more note here. Texas 2-8 in their last 10 games, continue to fall in the AL West. With the exception, every team in that division has gone cold. So, what are your guys' plans for the weekend? We got to get off here shortly, but what's everybody doing this week?
Well, Gary, you and I are going to Cincinnati tomorrow.
That's right. I get to see Julio Teheran.
See the Reds and the Braves.
What do you got going on, Wolfman?
I'm just continuing with that fantasy football league up to.
Didn't the draft start last week?
It did. And everyone has like 5 hours to pick. So I've only been able to have 4 of my picks because I traded my 5th rounder.
What's your team look like right now?
We got Travis Kelce.
Okay.
We have David Carr. We have Mike Evans.
Okay.
Actually, that is it.
Huh.
I think that's it.
Didn't Travis Kelce just get married? I thought I saw that on social media.
I don't know, but he's from Ohio. He's actually from Cleveland, and I wasn't aware of that.
I didn't know that either.
No.
Oh, no kidding. All right, so you've been listening to Columbus Clippers Live. We'll be back next week, 11 to 1. Quick shout out to my buddy Derek Owens, who does the Central Ohio High School Showcase from 9 to 11. I got the pleasure to run the board for his show. We talked about high school baseball, high school track and field, and it was a lot of fun. Learned a few things. A real pleasure of mine. Other than that, you're listening to the new generation of Sports Talk Radio, ScoreOnAir.com, The Score.
Broadcasting from the Score On Air studios at the Ohio Media School in Columbus, Ohio. Your home for all the latest sports news and talk. ScoreOnAir.com. The Score.
The Be On Air Network, bringing you the best of the best in internet radio from across the country. From Miami to Denver to Chicago and Cleveland. You'll hear